They lined her up like she was something to be sold. But one silent rancher stopped the entire town with a single bid. When Clara warned him, "You'll regret choosing me," his chilling reply left everyone speechless. But what secret pain was he hiding behind those calm eyes? And what happened next between the broken girl and the dangerous rancher? Watch the full story till the end and follow our page for more unforgettable Western tales. Red Hollow was a small, tired town in the middle of nowhere. Dust covered everything. The sun was hot, and the wind always carried the smell of dry grass. Most people kept their heads down and tried to survive. But on one hot afternoon, every eye in town was on one girl. Her name was Clara Whitmore. Clara used to come from a good family. Her father had a small ranch once, but bad luck followed him like a shadow. He borrowed money he could never return. He made promises he could not keep. When he died, the debt stayed behind like a heavy chain around Clara's neck. People in Red Hollow were not kind. They whispered when she walked by. They said she was bad luck. They said no good man would ever want her. The boys who once smiled at her now looked away. One man, Thomas Hale, had even promised to marry her. He held her hand and spoke sweet words. Then one day he left her. He told everyone she was no good. He ruined her name in the whole town. Now Clara had nothing. No money, no respect, only debt. The town decided her fate without asking her. They said the only way to pay her father's debt was to sell her in marriage. It was not a real wedding. It was more like an auction. Rich ranchers and lonely widowers came to look at her like she was a horse for sale. They talked about her body, her age, and how much work she could do. No one talked about her heart. Clara stood on a small wooden stage in the middle of the dusty street. Her dress was old and faded. Her long brown hair was tied back. Her eyes were tired but still held a small fire inside. She did not cry. She had cried too much already. She just stood straight and waited for her life to be sold. Many men shouted bids. Some laughed. Some made rude jokes. Clara felt small and broken, but she did not lower her head. Then a quiet voice spoke from the back. $1,000. The crowd went silent. Everyone turned to look. It was Elias Mercer. Elias was not like the others. He was tall and strong, with broad shoulders from years of hard work. He owned the biggest ranch near Red Hollow. People feared him because he never smiled much and never backed down from a fight. But they also respected him. He had built everything with his own hands. He did not drink or gamble. He just worked. Elias walked forward slowly. His boots made soft sounds on the dirt. His face was calm. His eyes were steady. He did not look at Clara like she was something to buy. He looked at her like he was really seeing her. The auction man tried to raise the price. $1,500, someone shouted. But Elias did not argue. He simply said again, $1,000, final bid. No one else spoke. They were all surprised. Why would a man like Elias Mercer want a girl with such a bad name? Elias paid the money without another word. Then he walked up to Clara and held out his hand. Not to grab her, just to help her step down. "Come," he said softly. His voice was deep but gentle. Clara looked at his hand for a long moment. Then she took it. Her fingers were cold. His were warm and rough from work. They walked to his wagon. Clara sat beside him. The town watched them leave. Some people whispered that Elias would soon regret his choice. Clara thought the same thing. On the long road to the ranch, Clara finally spoke. Her voice was small. "You will be sorry you chose me. Everyone is sorry after some time." Elias kept his eyes on the road. The horses pulled the wagon steadily. "My only regret," he said quietly, "is that I did not find you sooner." Clara felt something move inside her chest. She did not know what to say. She had never heard words like that before. When they reached the ranch, the sun was setting behind the hills. The house was big and made of strong wood. There were many horses in the corral. A few workers waved at Elias but stayed quiet when they saw Clara. Elias stopped the wagon and helped her down again.
"This is your home now," he said. Clara looked at the house. She had not had a real home in many years. She felt scared. What if he changed once they were alone? What if he became like the others? Inside, Elias showed her a clean bedroom with a soft bed and a window that looked out at the mountains. "You sleep here," he said. "I will sleep in the next room." Clara stared at him. "You bought me. You can do what you want." Elias shook his head. His eyes were serious. "I bought your freedom from that auction. Not your body, not your life. Everything that happens between us will be your choice. Always."
That night, Clara lay in the soft bed. She waited for footsteps. She waited for the door to open, but nothing happened. She heard Elias moving in the next room. Then it became quiet. She finally closed her eyes, but sleep did not come easily. The next morning, Elias made breakfast, simple eggs and bread. He placed a plate in front of her. "Eat," he said. "You are too thin." Clara ate slowly. She kept waiting for him to give orders or touch her, but he only ate his own food and looked out the window at his land. After breakfast, he said, "I have to check the fences. You can come with me if you want, or you can stay here. It is your choice." Clara was surprised. No man had ever given her a choice before. She decided to go with him. They rode horses together. Elias showed her the land. He told her which parts needed fixing. He asked her what she thought about moving some of the cattle. Clara was quiet at first. Then she gave a small idea. Elias listened carefully and nodded. "That is a good thought," he said. "We will try it." Clara felt something warm in her stomach. It was not fear. It was something new. Days passed, then weeks. Elias never raised his voice at her. When she made mistakes, he showed her how to do things better. When she was quiet, he did not force her to talk. At night, when bad dreams came and she woke up crying, Elias would come and sit on the floor near her bed. He did not ask questions. He just stayed there until her breathing became calm again. One night, Clara whispered in the dark, "Why are you so kind to me?" Elias was quiet for a long time. Then he answered, "Because someone should have been kind to you a long time ago." Clara turned her face to the wall so he would not see her tears. One afternoon, everything went wrong. Clara was helping move some horses to a new pasture. She forgot to close the big gate properly. The wind pushed it open. Suddenly, 20 wild horses ran out onto the open land. They scattered in every direction. Clara ran after them, but it was too late. She fell to her knees in the dirt and covered her face with her hands. "I ruin everything," she cried. "I told you, I am bad luck. You should have chosen an easy girl, someone who does not bring trouble." Elias came running from the barn. He saw the open gate and the empty corral, but he did not shout. He walked to Clara and knelt in the dirt beside her. He put one gentle hand on her shoulder. "I did not choose the easy path," he said. His voice was steady and warm. "I chose you." Clara looked up at him. Tears were running down her face. For the first time, she let herself cry in front of another person without shame. Elias stayed beside her. He did not tell her to stop. He just waited with her. That evening, they sat together on the porch. The sky was full of stars. Clara's eyes were still red from crying. "I am scared," she said softly. "Scared that one day you will see I am too broken." Elias looked at the stars for a long time. "I am broken too," he said. "Everyone is, in some way. The difference is, I am not afraid of your broken pieces, and I hope you are not afraid of mine." Clara reached out and held his hand. It was the first time she had touched him on her own. A few days later, trouble came to the ranch. 3 men rode up on horses. One of them was Thomas Hale. He had a cruel smile on his face. He looked at Elias and laughed. "So the big rancher bought the broken girl," Thomas said loudly. "How does it feel to own used goods?" Clara felt old fear rise in her chest, but this time she did not stay quiet. She stepped forward. Her voice was clear. "I am not goods,"
she said, "and I do not belong to anyone. Not anymore." Thomas's face turned red. He reached out to grab her arm. Before he could touch her, Elias moved like lightning. He caught Thomas's wrist and held it tight. "You will never touch her again," Elias said. His voice was low and dangerous. "And you will never come back here." Thomas tried to act brave, but fear showed in his eyes. He pulled his hand away and rode off with the other two men. Clara stood very still. She realized something important. Elias had protected her, but he had not controlled her. He let her speak first. He stood beside her, not in front of her.
After that day, something changed inside Clara. She started waking up early to help with the ranch work. She learned how to keep the books. She helped train the wild horses with patience and soft words. Slowly, her laughter began to return. It was small at first, like a shy bird, but it grew stronger. People in Red Hollow started to notice. They saw Clara riding beside Elias. They saw her smiling. They saw the respect in her eyes and the way Elias looked at her like she was the most important person in the world. One clear night, many months later, Clara and Elias stood on the porch again. The same stars were above them. Clara looked at him and smiled. "I was right that first day," she said. "You should have regretted choosing me." Elias turned to her. His eyes were soft. "No," he said. "My only regret is that I did not find you years ago. My only regret is that you spent so many years believing you were not worthy of love." Clara felt her heart open completely. All the walls she had built to protect herself fell down. She stepped close and rested her head against Elias's chest. He wrapped his arms around her gently, like she was something precious. "I love you," she whispered. Elias held her tighter. His voice was thick with emotion. "I love you too, Clara, with everything I have." They stood there under the stars for a long time, two broken people who had found each other. Not because life was perfect, but because they were not afraid to hold each other's pain. In the quiet town of Red Hollow, a new story had begun, a story of respect, a story of healing, a story of real love that grows slowly, like strong roots under the ground. And for the first time in many years, Clara Whitmore felt truly home. Thank you so much for watching this story all the way till the end. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and share it with your friends. It really helps us a lot. If you want to watch more exciting stories like this, don't forget to subscribe our page right now. Tell me in the comments, where are you listening from and what time is right now? And if this story touched your heart, please send some stars. Every single star gives us huge motivation to keep creating more amazing videos for you. See you in the next story. Take care of you, friends.